Well, Mother's Day is around the corner, and how are you doing? Are you feeling celebratory? Are you ready to be celebrated with flowers and celebrate others around you? Or is it hitting you another way? Is it hitting you with grief? However, you're navigating Mother's Day, I am here to talk to you a little bit with complete compassion and understanding about this difficult holiday for me. This is a difficult holiday for me, and it has been so for 26 years since I lost my mother, and then even more so after losing my son. Mother's Day has been a challenge, and I know from working with patients with infertility, with history of miscarriages, and other trauma, or not having a good relationship with their own mother or their family or their daughters, that this is a time of grieving as well. And so I am here to share some tips, some suggestions, some of the ways that I've navigated my journey a little bit and share with you some hope and inspiration. Also, the ability to celebrate the mother figures in our lives if our mothers no, are not with us, celebrate the mother mentors in our lives, celebrate those we mother, that we mentor, that we lead and care about as well. I have 4 daughters. And with them, I have 2 of them that will be here with me in Dallas for Mother's Day. And then 2, I'm grieving that I'm not able to be with them because of their distance, grieving not being able to be with my granddaughter because of distance on Mother's Day. And yet celebrating my daughter being a mother now. So there's so much going on, and navigating Mother's Day with grace and healing um, is my motto for this year. So, hello, my beautiful girlfriends. It is Dr. Anna, your girlfriend doctor, and I'm so honored to be here with you today. Mother's Day is just around the corner, and while it's a day of celebration for many, it can also be a deeply emotional time for others. It's a day that can bring up feelings of joy, gratitude, and love, but also grief, loss, and longing. And I want to hold space for all of it today. For me, Mother's Day absolutely is a mix of emotions. I've lost my mom and my son, as I've told you. And most recently, I've gone through the journey of explant surgery, which has brought its own set of challenges. So, I'm actually, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're listening to this, I will show you that in my hands right now are my breast implants that were removed from my body. They were deflated, so I can't even imagine them at full. They already feel so heavy. They're clear saline silicone. I don't know if you've ever seen or played with out of the body the breast implants before, but they're quite nice actually. And so I'm holding on to these breast implants that were in my body, now removed and cleaned, and just so you know. And I kind of marvel at how big they are and how much space on my body they took up. And this procedure, certainly having something expansive in my breast, left me with a small amount of breast tissue. And so I proceeded to have a lift, but still very able to comment that I used to, I have a hourglass figure, so I can always button at my waist, but sometimes not able to button at my chest or button at my hips. But today I recognize, oh my gosh, I can button at my chest and my waist, still not at my hips. But anyway, we're thinking about this like a lot. We reflect on our breastfeeding breast. My breastfed four children, 4 children, and I was really blessed. And then I realized at some point over the last few years that these implants, maybe they actually are causing a problem. I'd first studied breast implant illness at the beginning of the pandemic. I had interviewed a friend of mine, Dr. Karen Dunstan, and this podcast you can go back and listen to. Dr. Karen Dunstan had breast implant illness and had her and had hers explanted, and she was feeling significantly better. And that was mid 2020, I believe, or 2021. And I also interviewed Dr. Robert Whitfield, a breast explant surgeon expert, around that same time during and he's in Austin, Texas, and he focuses on just removing breast implants and breast implant illness issues that clients experience. And then, again, I continue to seed, and I'm like, I feel healthy of low inflammatory markers, but there were some issues. And mostly at one point, I realized, like, hey, I have something that could be really a heart block, and these no longer serve me. Also, they, do I want to be in my 60s with these breast implants, having, if there's something happen, I have to have them removed? How well do I want to go through surgery in my 70s or 80s to have these breast implants removed? I mean, seriously, they were done serving me. I was done with them. I didn't think I had breast implant illness, but I knew that they were. I had made a commitment to myself this year to let go of things that no longer served me, and with that came out my breast implants. These little guys. Yeah, I may just keep them like in a fruit bowl or something on my counter. No, I will not do that. Maybe. So anyway, we we think about these things and think, okay, well, now surgery is no joke. Surgery is never a joke. And certainly for me, I was very triggered by the idea of going under anesthesia. My mom was undergoing heart surgery, and she was 67 years old, and she went under anesthesia and never woke up. And so there is so much to that that certainly was part in the back of my head, like, don't want to go through another surgery, don't ever want to go through another surgery, touch wood, let alone an elective one. And so it was weighing the pros and cons. And I do think, gosh, I could have made this decision a lot sooner, but I wasn't ready, I think, emotionally, and yeah, emotionally at that time, more so than physically. So I underwent the surgery. It was excellent surgeon, Dr. Raj Rai, here in Dallas, Texas. I wanted to be close to home and plus to my clinic, where we have hyperbaric and a light bed with, it's called a photobiomodulation bed, an arc bed. And so was able to go in and get a treatment of hyperbaric and some um, light therapy. And of course, home, I have my sauna, my sunlight and sauna. And I feel more comfortable going into my sauna without the explants. Now, there's controversy if the heat can actually create some off gassing of explants, but I don't even have to worry about that anymore. So I'm really enjoying my sauna, detoxing, using castor oil packs on my breast, and retaking my supplements. Had to stop several of my supplements prior to surgery so I don't bleed so much. So it's all, and everything went as well as could be expected. The surgeries around my breast, however, to be completely vulnerable, are not pretty. I mean, are not pretty. I did want to avoid having an anchor scar, but that is what comes with a lift procedure and was necessary to reduce the extra loose tissue with taking out these implants. So I have that, but I am grateful that the surgery went well and I'm healing well, thank goodness. And while not able to pick up anything heavier than a gallon of milk for 4 weeks, as my surgeon, I have gone a couple times to the gym with my daughters and will continue to do so. Keep working on that lower body. It's been a journey, and it is not easy. And seriously, like, sometimes we can think, okay, I should feel better. And so why am I sad? Why am I upset? We do need the space in all things to grieve. In a recent coaching call on our Magic Menopause program, we do our Q&A coaching calls once a week. And I had a good friend of mine, Natalie Jill, on to assist in coaching some of my clients through some roadblocks. And one of our ladies, Christina, was having challenges. And Natalie dug right in on her grief and sometimes we think we've done well with our grief. We've actually addressed it. But sometimes we've just swept it under a rug, and it continues to cause, and this is how Natalie put it, the lack of space to accept the good things in your life. So allowing yourself to grieve opens up and releases space so that you can receive more love. You can receive more kindness. You can do things with more energy. And that's a different way to look at it, to be able to let go of the grief, to open yourself up to more of the good. That's just waiting. That's like waiting on your doorstep to come in. And I love that. I love that visual. I love that visual. And it reminds me of a poem by Khalil Gibran on joy and sorrow. So let me read that to you. Khalil Gibran wrote in his book, The Prophet, on joy and sorrow. And he says, then a woman said, speak to us of joy and sorrow. And he answered, your joy is your sorrow unmasked. And the self-same well from which your laughter rises was oftentimes filled with your tears. And how else can it be? The deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. It is not, is it not the cup that holds your wine, the very cup that was burned in the potter's oven? And is it not the lute that soothes your spirit, the very wood that was hollowed with knives? When you are joyous, look deep into your heart, and you shall find it is only that which has given you sorrow that is giving you joy. When you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you shall see that in truth you are weeping for that which has been your delight. I hope you love that poem. It really is filled with grace, healing, and love. And that concept that sorrow is a reflection of your joy and joy a reflection of your sorrows. How can we know one without the other? And honor however you are feeling today around Mother's Day or in any instance in your life where you feel like I should, where you're shoulding on yourselves. We're like, we don't should on ourselves anymore, right? We got to stop that. So when you think that, okay, maybe I should be done grieving by now, and I would sit into that and really feel and explore all things. What is coming up? Where's the love that you remember? What do you acknowledge? And focus on those things that need to be focused on. When we go through magic menopause, we're doing a lot of detoxing during week 2, 3, 4, especially. A lot of emotions start to come up in our participants, that and a lot of thoughts that they hadn't thought of long ago, that they hadn't dealt with. And these emotions come up, these thoughts come up, and it is that time to journal, recognize them, feel gratitude for them, and let them go, to let things go that no longer serve us, to release them, thank them for the message, the reminder, let it go. And that is certainly a practice that I've used throughout my years to um, get through some tough times, and never know what's going to come up. How are you going to feel? And you can be completely sad and grieving one moment and joyous, joyful, happy, and laughing the next moment. And that's completely okay. Recognize where you're at. Always, every step is one next right step at a time. And part of what I want to share with you today is really acknowledging the complexity of Mother's Day. It's not a one size fits all, that's for sure. For some, it is this day of celebration, but for others, it is a reminder of loss, and it can be both. Whether it's the loss of a mother, a child, or even a part of yourself, and that's okay. It's okay to feel a mix of emotion and honor that complexity, because it gives ourselves permission to feel whatever comes up. And with gratitude, I want to share a little bit of my story with you, because I know how isolating grief can feel. especially if you've lost your own mother or have lost a child. These are the two hardest experiences of my life. And navigating all of it, I've learned that healing isn't about getting over something. It is learning to carry it with love and grace and recognizing that is what built me. Like the wine, that's like the glass that serves the wine, right? Being able to recognize that it was carved. I've been carved and cracked and healed and repaired, and now I carry a tremendous amount of love and gratitude every day of my life. It doesn't make this holiday easy per se, but it does, as I've gone through this and as I play with it and I share this message with you, I'm excited to celebrate all the good. Again, the focus is on what is in front of you, what you love, what you appreciate, what you can be grateful for, and recognizing the feelings that come up with that too. The power of grief is a reflection of love. The deeper the grief, the deeper the love we've experienced. And while it's painful, it's also a reminder of the beauty and connection we've had in our lives. So if you're grieving this Mother's Day, know that it's a testament to the love that you've given and received. Healing through connection is one of the most powerful ways to heal. Whether it's reaching out to a loved one, joining a supportive community, you are not alone, or simply sharing your feelings with someone who understands. Connection reminds us that we're not alone, and connecting to those can be such a gift to them. Often you don't know who's struggling when it's supposed to be a day of celebration. I will never forget the comfort of my daughter Amira's hug during a moment of deep grief. It was a reminder that love is always present, even in the hardest times. And I will share with you, without these explants in, my hugs are a lot closer and they just feel truly like heart hugs. If Mother's Day feels heavy for you, consider creating a new tradition that brings meaning and healing. Maybe it's writing a letter to a loved one you've lost, planting a tree in their honor, or dedicating the day to self care. These rituals can help us honor our feelings while creating space for hope and renewal. And a little reminder that prioritizing self care is not selfish, it is critical. And it is holding up the scepter of self compassion during times that feel tough, that bring grace, strength, and restoration, especially on days like this when emotions can run high. So, nourish your body with healthy foods, stay well hydrated, and take time for practices that ground you, like meditation, journaling, planting flowers and working on a garden, or simply taking a walk in nature. Leaning on faith and gratitude for me have been anchors in my healing journey. Even in the midst of loss, I try to focus on the blessings in my life, the love I've shared, the memories I cherish, and the opportunities for growth and connection. Gratitude doesn't erase the pain, but it does remind us of all the beauty that still exists. And I look at it as planting a garden. Gratitude waters and nourishes the garden, and so that you can regrow beautiful flowers. Empowering others through vulnerability and sharing our stories of loss and healing can be incredibly empowering. And not just for ourselves, but for others who may be struggling. Again, when we open up about our experiences, we do create a ripple effect of hope and connection. You are not alone. Finally, I want to celebrate your resilience. Life is full of challenges, and you are strong, capable, and worthy of joy and healing. This Mother's Day, let's honor not just the mothers in our lives, but the strength and beauty and worthiness within ourselves. So, my dear girlfriends, as we approach Mother's Day, let's hold space for all the emotions that come with it, with respect for others. space too. Let's honor our grief, celebrate our love, and support one another on this journey. Remember, you are not alone. I'm here for you, and we're in this together. If this episode resonated with you, I would love to hear your thoughts. You can reach out to me on social media or through my website at dranna.com, dranna.com. And if you know someone who might need an extra love and support this Mother's Day, please share this episode with them. Until next time, let's keep growing, glowing, and healing together with love and gratitude. Dr. Anna Cabeca, your girlfriend doctor.
Thanks for watching another episode of the Girlfriend Doctor podcast. Check out all the links below for more.